My name is Padilla. I want to be your city councilman because I care about Denver. I was born and raised in this community. I was born in St. Anthony's Hospital, and I have a plan about St. Anthony's Hospital because we all know that's a big issue for our community. And I graduated from West High School. I attended the University of Denver, got my bachelor's degree in mathematics, and then I went to the University of Denver for law school. I have a successful law practice, and with my son. My son's here in the audience, and he's one of my main campaign persons. My daughter's here; she's also a lawyer for Quest. So we got a family of lawyers, but my daughter's the one my youngest one's the one that's got it right. She lives on the beach in Mexico, works about 5 or 6 hours a week. And we all say Dre's the one that's got it. She's the one that's got it right. Well, we're sweating deadlines. By the way, this is a pay cut for me. I'm not interested in this for a job. I'm interested in this because I believe in our community. I believe in the power of our community to come together and make substantial changes. First of all, I want to let you know I began my race in February. Several weeks before Paula Sandoval decided that she could no longer run because of the health of her husband. We all extend our prayers to Paul and Paula and their children. But I want to tell you about what leadership is about. Leadership is when you say, I have a program, I have a plan, and I will stand up there and put it forth for you. I went out and I'm invigorated and humbled by the overwhelming support I've received in this community. I collected 586 signatures in this community. I could have ran for mayor, but I think there was enough candidates for mayor, so I said, I'll run for city council because there's only going to be a couple of us. But that's the American way. I welcome the challenge of all these other candidates coming out of the woodwork. That's what America is all about. Okay? That's great. But think about leadership. Think about who you want to be your representative. I have been the advocate for fairness and justice all my life. I've done thousands of pro bono cases. I represent the little guy. That's what I've done all my life. I've never represented any corporations, and I did so because I wanted to do that. Our first and primary issue in this community, we can talk about all these ancillary things you want to talk about, and we'll get to the federal partnership and their issues too, but our issues are we have to get our brothers and sisters back to work in this community. We have people in our community that are not working. The total deterioration of our society and our family gets eroded when the man or woman isn't out working and they can't feed their children, can't put a roof over their head. Unemployment rate in Denver is 9.4%. That's higher than the national average. That's unacceptable. We have to roll up our sleeves and do something about that. You can focus about all these other things, but you've got to get people back to work. In that regard, in the city and county of Denver, the majority of the employees work outside the city. We have to see how we can keep our residents working here, get Denver residents. I'm for Denver first. Denver first. Just like we have Colorado first, Denver first. We need a program to make sure that we keep our jobs in the city and county of Denver. And I have a plan for that. And you can look on my website. I don't think I'm going to have enough time. I feel Marshall over here lurching on me. Is he pulling that plug on me? I got a lot to say. We have to help those small businesses. You know, Andy and Joe, with their Gordo Locos, I wonder how they came up with that name. They should be Gordo Flacos. I saw them standing up here. They didn't look like no Gordos to me. Those guys, those are young, strapping young men. Congratulations on your job. What the federal partnership needs to do in this community, and I live 2 blocks away on 25th and Hooker. I'm part of this community. You know what we need to do? I've been here long enough that I saw all these buildings boarded up in this community. And you know who came in here and unboarded them? The Mexican community came in here because they're hardworking, they got families, and they put them buildings and put businesses in there. And they work day and night to service our community. And I don't have to drive to another part of this community to service my needs. I can walk to where I can service my needs. For the carcinera, the fruteria, that means, you know, the fruit store, the meat shop, the bakery. I got everything I need right here. By the way, many of the candidates out here today even signed my petition. That's great. I'm glad they're running. We need to have a good debate in this race. I intend to promote the Denver Public Schools to the best of my ability. My testament to my dedication to schooling is my own legacy of my own children. They're our future, our children. We have to make sure that we give them after-school programs, before-school programs, extend the day for working-class families, and also provide enrichment programs for them. In that regard, I have the endorsement of the Denver Classroom Teachers Association that endorsed me in my campaign. They know I'm committed to education, education for the masses. And that's what we need to do. Next, in regard to the city employees, their morale is down. And we need to get that up so that they give us good service. In that regard, the American Federation of State, County, and Municipal Employees have endorsed my campaign because they know that I will make my commitment. I won't sell out to some other interest. I will make a commitment to the employees of this city that we can do better. And if we're going to have cuts, we can start at the top and work our way down. Not at the ones that give us the best service and pick up our trash and do our daily work for us in the courts or wherever they're doing it. In regard to public safety, nobody wanted to talk about public safety. It's in the news. We have to talk about it. Public safety is a major concern in our community right now. We all know, and I grew up in this city. I talked to an ex-district commander yesterday about my campaign, who's now a chief of police in another community right now. They do a tough, hard job. Really tough, really hard. In that regard, they must treat our citizens fairly, equitably, not abuse them, and be mindful, that, of course, of police officers' safety. And that can be worked out. If anybody in this room is an expert in the accountability of police officers, it's me right here. And I will put my heart and soul into making sure that our police department and our community come together like it needs to be. I was over at Francis Heights the other day, and you know, they told me that the elderly are afraid. They're afraid even to walk across the street because of little things. We can do little things. Make the lights a little longer for them to get across the street. They're afraid, and they don't get response from the police. I know if we talked to our community police officer, he'd say, "What are they talking about?" That's their perception. The manager of that facility told me that. We can come together as a community. I ask you to vote for me, not because what I've done in the past, but what I promise to do for you in the future, and that is be the best representative I can, meet all I will answer every phone call you make. I have energy, I have vision, and I still have fire in my belly.